Have you ever found yourself having second thoughts about a new adventure that you're taking? I recently have stepped into a new job in a field that is so far out of my comfort zone, it's not even funny. Okay, maybe it is funny, but it's probably just funny because of how terrible I am suited for the position. At least so it seems right now. Well, I took on this new job because I wanted to learn a skill. I'm working in the automotive industry right now. I am a tire and lube technician. And what that means is that I've got to work with my hands, something I haven't really done before. While I knew there would be a steep learning curve for me, I didn't anticipate what would happen after I started to get more comfortable in the job. My role is not just to stay inside of our shop, but I actually am going to be going out to locations where truckers have broken down, need a new tire, and I'm going to be the one to replace it. You can imagine the kind of stories that you will hear about how dangerous the job can be. And as everybody's going around telling their stories, I start envisioning just what it's going to be like for me if I'm out there and something happens to me and I leave my family stranded. In addition to this, my first paycheck was very disappointing. I'm putting in a lot of effort, way more effort than I've ever had to put in a job, just because it's a hard learning curve for me, like I said, but it's also a physically demanding job. And to get the pay that I did for the amount of effort I put in was very, very discouraging. Now, once I get up and running, I'll actually make some good money once I'm out in the field and going and doing these crazy jobs on the side of the road, helping truckers who are stranded. I'm learning the job. I'm better than I was when I first started. I'm starting to kind of get the hang of it, but I start playing over in my mind how ill-equipped I am for this job. Plus, you tack on top of that the risks that are involved and the pay that I'm experiencing right now, and I'm really second guessing my decision. While I'm having these thoughts, one of my buddies from my old job actually texted me just to give me an update on what's going on in his life, and my mind started going down that rabbit trail of maybe I should just go back to what I was doing before. Just admitting defeat, accepting the easy way out, because it would be much easier to do something that I was used to doing. Even if I went back to my old job and started down at the bottom of the totem pole again, it would still be better than what I'm doing right now. The pay would be better. It would be less physically demanding. It wouldn't be as mentally straining because I would know the job already. I wouldn't have to learn a whole new skill set. And I just started playing over and over in my mind how easy it would be and how good of a decision it would be to just throw in the towel and call it quits. I pulled up my old manager's phone number and I was in the middle of texting him, and instead I just stopped and I texted my wife. I told her I am on the verge of going back to my old job. She didn't try and convince me against it. She didn't try and convince me to do it. She just simply said, "I'm sorry." I really appreciated that because I didn't need somebody to tell me what I needed to do. I just needed somebody to acknowledge the fact that I was in the middle of a real mental anguish. It was a crossroads. I had chosen to do something that I knew would be hard, but when times got hard, I started to second guess myself. When I got home and we were having dinner, I told her, I said, nothing that I heard today was actually news to me. Everything I've experienced, I was told about in the interview process. I even anticipated it. I knew that the pay would be low. I knew that it would be a high learning curve for me because of the physical demands and also just the new skill set. And I also knew about the dangers. My manager didn't throw any punches whenever he told me about how dangerous the job would be. And I counted those costs and I understood what I was going to be going into. And I still decided to go to it because I felt like it was something that I really needed to try and do. Whether it was just the fact that I wanted to challenge myself or feel like I was more of a man because I actually had a skill, I knew that I needed to be in this position. Well, thankfully, I did not call my manager. I didn't text him. I didn't reach out at all. I didn't even apply for a position online. I just let it rest when I went to rest. Today, I woke up and I was not as discouraged about the job. I went into the job and I was able to do it fairly successfully. The guy who's training me actually commented on how much progress it looked like I was making, so that was a boost for me. And again, I just didn't feel like I was ready to call it quits. I want to challenge you if you are thinking about pursuing something, or if you've made your mind up to do something and it's hard. The temptation is going to come up for you to go back to something that you were doing before, something that was easy. But I really want to challenge you to keep your head in the game. Don't allow yourself to replay how easy it was, how good it was before. If you really have made up your mind to do something, don't allow the allure of the past to pull you out of what you might be able to experience in the future. The grass is not always greener on the other side. It's always greener where you water it. What you focus on, what you allow yourself to devote yourself to is going to be where you're going to see the biggest return. Like I said, this was my moment of crisis yesterday. I overcame it last night and I was able to face the day today. I can't say what's going to happen tomorrow. I hope that I continue to have the resolve, and honestly, part of the reason for doing this video is to challenge myself just as much as I'm challenging you to don't throw in the towel just because it's getting tough. As a man, my goal in life is not to make it easy, it's to grow. And the way that you grow is through opposition, through obstacle, through perseverance, and overcoming things. And so if you throw in the towel every single time it gets rough, you go back to what's easy, you won't be able to celebrate the victories that you make and the growth that you actually achieve. As my body can attest, there are a lot of bumps and bruises along the way. And again, it's not the easy life that I'm after. I'm after a better life, and to have a better life, I've got to become a better me. And the way I become a better me is by growing daily. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you appreciated the story of my struggles in my new position, and I hope that it challenged you. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, I would greatly appreciate it if you would consider subscribing. If you like the content, give me a thumbs up, put something down in the comments section, share it on social media, and I will see you next time when we can share a cigar and change the world.